All right, peace, everyone. Yeah, welcome to the sixth uh, class study session of the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law Advanced Study Group. Welcome. Welcome. The day is April 18th, 2024. You see our logo, the school's logo in front of you. Moroccan Post School for Government International Law, school's logo. And also the sponsor of the Moorish Treaty Protection, the Moorish American Governance, Birthright, and Nationality Claim Conference. The Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law Advanced Study Group began from February 2024 to August 2024. Advanced Study Group Session 6. That's with Abdullah Talib Mosi Bay, April 18th, 2024. Developing jurisdictional competency among the Moors through the analysis of jurisdictional incompetency. What can a Moor accomplish individually outside the Moorish treaties to help the millions of conscious and unconscious Moors? Abdullah Talib Mosi Bay. Does the judicial power of Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution extend to Moorish cases? Does Article 3, Section 3 of the United States Constitution extend to capitulatory, extraterritorial, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction, and foreign consular courts established through treaties? Does the United States, does Article 3, Section 2, change that to 2, that 3, change that 3 to a 2 if you can. There's Article 3, the second one, it says Section 3.
Uh-huh.
You change that to a 2.
Which one, section?
Yeah, Article 3, Section 2.
All right, gotcha.
All right. There's Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution extend to capitulatory, extraterritoriality, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction, and foreign consular courts established through treaties. Does the United States Constitution, and United States legislations have judicial jurisdiction, sovereign authority over our pre-existing Moorish sovereignty, our Moorish treaties and Moorish treaty protection of the 1500s, 1600s, 17, and 1800s, pre-existing capitulatory extraterritoriality, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction, pre-existing Moorish diplomatic relations, pre-existing Moorish consular authority, and pre-existing Moorish consular court jurisdiction. I hope that this puts you in the proper frame of, let's hold that for 1 minute, T. I trust that this puts you in the proper frame of mind. I'm gonna say this 1,000 times before I transition. Maybe it's not a lot. It's proper concepts. It appears to be a lot because we've been inundated with misconceptions. So as I'm presenting this, you got to dump. You're measuring what I'm saying by misconceptions, that's been out there for over 100 years. So it's not a lot. If you were not ever taught the misconceptions, you would get like this. So that's what I mean that it's not a lot. It's the misconceptions. And Terrence going to testify that we have been spending a lot of time, we did in the Academy of Providence classes, a lot of time, which was not by necessity, and addressing misconceptions, comments, questions. And that has facilitated growth. That has facilitated our way of presenting. But the misconceptions are there. We're not running away from them. We have been addressing them. And so you notice that I put pre-existing, pre-existing. So that sets your mind in the proper orientation by my staying writing pre-existing, pre-existing. You see, there's Moorish treaties and Moorish treaty protection of the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, pre-existing. All right, pre-existing, that's 400 years before the 200 and that's almost 300 years before the United States Constitution, 1500s. All right. So next one, T. Whoever defines the language controls the issue. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you can control the meaning of words, you can control the people who must use them. This was addressed last night in O'Connell's class, in class dealing with the fathers of the modern race paradigm, Francois Bernier, Carl Linnaeus, and Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, and that the words color and race, the word color giving a modern constructed meaning of relating to complexion, skin tone, when in fact its etymology means to hide or conceal, its legal meaning a concealing. All right, so that was addressed last night. This is once again, whoever defines the language controls the issue. The basic. All right, so we have two different quotes here. All right, so I need to put that's Rose. That's Charlie Rose. Put Charlie Rose. That's Charlie Rose. So these are two different quotes. That there, whoever defines the language is Charlie Rose. I heard of the Charlie Rose show. It was in
We'll put that later.
2017. All right, you put it later. Yes, I just want to be clear that there's two different quotes. Whoever defines the language controls the issue. That's Charlie Rose of the Charlie Rose Show, 2007, Sunday, 2007, in June. I was in Hampton, Virginia. And this was dealing with the Ili case. And that case dealt with language. That's the Cuban boy whose father was trying to get him back to Cuba. And it's surrounded around language. And so Charlie Rose said during the course of his show in June of 2007, whoever defines the language controls the issue. That's Charlie Rose. This quote here is Philip K. Dick. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you can control the meaning of words, you can control the people who must use them. All right? Just want to make it clear that there's two separate quotes. All right, we have Terrence Bay, co-founder and administrator of the school. Shim Malachi Bey, co-founder, curriculum developer, and teacher. Abdullah Il Talimosi Bey, co-founder, curriculum developer, and teacher. Kingo Bey, teacher. Ryserius Il, teacher. Quasi Il, teacher. Pacola Lee Kusar Il, teacher. Alcona Bey, teacher. Anitra Butler and Nguji, teacher, curriculum developer. Al-Kanan Aniyali, teacher, curriculum developer. Objectives of the Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law, National Education, Community Outreach, and Network. I can't increase the size. Phyllis, thank you. Facilitate education in the communities in Moorish nationality, national identity, consanguinity, Moorish history, Moorish culture, international law, that's Moorish treaty enforcement, the diplomatic and consular relations, political science, and political philosophy, government and constitutional principles, to develop study manuals, to develop courses and preparing Moors for self-government. 4, to develop courses in preparing Moors for Moorish treaty enforcement, diplomatic and consular relations. 5, to facilitate lecture series. 6, to facilitate study groups. 7, to facilitate community outreach and liaisons. 8, to facilitate the distribution of community educational newspaper. What I'm projecting, y'all, this is going to be seen throughout the world. This we're going to get. We will get the world's attention by showing the world that we are educating our people by having a sound curriculum structure and courses, community outreach. We are showing the world that we are preparing to come back into the family of nations. We are preparing our people. So I want y'all, we're not just directing to conscious and unconscious Moors. Just hear me out, y'all, please. We're not just directing our attention to conscious and unconscious Moors. We're directing our attention also to the world. We have to show the world that we're coming into maturity. So those who understand this, ambassadors or consuls who may see this, prime ministers, presidents in different parts of the world, they'll see it. Are you structured for them to see it? Are we preparing our people? So I don't know how to play the chess game that Quasi teaches. I don't know how to play that when Quasi teaches the board game. I don't know how to play the board game chess, but I know how to play chess. I know how to play chess. All right, next. The school will be sponsoring elementary, middle school, and high school level education in our unconscious Moorish communities in 2025. See, you're playing chess, y'all. It's chess. Showing the world. The school would also be sponsoring teachers seminars in 2024. You say, well, how are you reaching the world? Our outreach is growing. I was just reconnected to Brother Hank's WhatsApp pages. Somebody hijacked my WhatsApp page in September of last year, just before on my way to just before we went to West Virginia, Terrence. Somebody hijacked my page. Hank reconnected me today to actually 2 of his WhatsApp group pages. He has over 10,000 on each of his pages. Our outreach are growing. So all right, I have to say this because I said the world, and then I don't want people thinking that I'm coming out of thin air, like I'm making this statement out of thin air. I don't do that. I don't make statements out of thin air. So our outreach is growing. So we have the school will be sponsoring teacher seminars in 2025. We know that we have Sister Nitra. Sister Nitra is an associate professor at Prince George's Community College. And she's on the panel. She reached out to me. She's been studying my lessons for three or 4 years now, and she reached out to me about 3 months ago. Our advanced study group. We have the advanced study group Telegram page. Community and social media outreach network. The Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations Advanced Study Group. This is another advanced study group. This is an advanced study group that will be put together based on this course is free. It's already on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. We started it in the summer of 2022. So it's been up there since then. This course is already there. So this study group will be based on those previously recorded classes. We're going to put together, facilitate cooperative learning. I will select 25 of us that will be part of this advanced study group, this Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations Advanced Study Group. And I'd like to have the first session before the conference so that I can make the announcement. All right. This advanced study group is to facilitate cooperative learning among advanced students of the Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law in order to prepare them to become Moorish consuls, generals, consuls, vice consuls, charge d'affaires, ambassadors, wazirs/viziers, ministers, secretaries. You have some countries that use the word ministers. You know that United States uses secretary, secretary of defense, secretary of education. So other countries use minister of education, minister of foreign relations, or prime minister. So a grand wazir would be equivalent in title and rank to prime minister. So you have prime minister and you have ministers. Prime minister would be analogous to president. So we have grand wazir, prime minister, president. That would be analogous. All right. And underneath them, in the United States, president, underneath that, in the cabinet, you have secretaries, secretary of defense, secretary of foreign affairs, or secretary of state. It used to be called secretary of foreign affairs. It used to be called secretary of foreign affairs, you know, and it was changed from secretary of foreign affairs to, or we used to call minister of foreign affairs, and now changed to secretary of state in the United States jurisdiction. So you have grand wazir. Under the grand wazir, you have wazirs. Vizier of education, vizier of defense, vizier of health, all right? Vizier of agriculture, etc. All right, so I'm teaching government structure as I'm doing this so that you can understand these terms. Judges, jurists, historians, teachers, writers, researchers, astronomers, surveyors, etc. of the Moorish provincial governments. This introduction is lengthy because I'm preparing us for getting ready for the conference. Moorish Investigative Research Committee headed by King El Bey. So we're going to go about another 20 minutes with this introduction. Moorish Investigative Research Committee headed by King El Bey, preparing a genocidal mass denationalization and dehumanization case to present to the World Court and the family of nations against the Pope and the Vatican, Crown of Spain, Crown of Portugal, Crown of France, Crown of England, Great Britain, Netherlands, and the Dutch Republic. Have to also add the United States there. My bad. That's my bad, T. And the United States. All right. And I said to King 2 days ago that if we only put the United States down, we will lose. Now, hear me out. If we delete all this and only put United States down, you will lose. We will lose. Why you say we will lose, Abdullah? Well, United States didn't exist in the 1500s. In the 1600s. All right, so Code Noir. Let's give you an example. All right. Code Noir of 1724. Code Noir of 1724, enforced by the French crown on our land in the Louisiana Territorial zone. Code Noir of 1695, enforced by the French crown in the Caribbean. So you're going to just charge the United States. Spanish conquest and colonization, colonies on our land. Intercartera Divina, 1493. That's before the United States, right? So I'm not just saying we're going to lose. I'm explaining that and presenting, you know, the occupying sovereigns, you know, charges, you know, human denationalization and colonization and conquesting agenda. So if we just bring the United States in, all right. So you bring the United States in. Don't talk about 1500s, 1600s. Don't talk about 1700s. Don't talk about anything. Don't talk about 17. Don't talk about anything in the 15, 1600s. Don't talk. You see, I'm just, so this is this United States, United States, United States, United States. But we were directed to that. We opened this thing up. All right. Next one, Terrence.
I'm coming. Give me 1 second.
Yep. Take your time.
Nope.
All right. All right. All right. So we got good number in the house. More people will be coming. I sent it out to hundreds of people. And we just opening it up. We opened up the floodgates. All right. May 18th, 2024. Moorish Governance, Birthright, and Nationality Claim Conference in Philadelphia as a vehicle to facilitate the Shem Malachi Bey's proposed Moorish Imperial Parliament Council and Treaty of Liberty, facilitating international representation and an international voice for the millions of conscious and unconscious and conscious Moors in a provisional temporary capacity. On the road to recover our lost Moorish sovereignty, post-millennium, restoring Moorish statehood, re-entering the family of nations as an old and original state under the reversion to sovereignty, and re-establishing diplomatic relations with the treaty nations in which we signed treaties during the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s.
Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Brother Abdullah. I have Brother Ray in the waiting room, so he's trying to get in. Sorry.
Send in the link.
I did. He said he in the waiting room.
Oh, Terrence.
There's actually no one in the waiting room right now. No.
Is he on the right link? Is that the link you sent him?
Somebody just popped up and I just let him in.
Is that William?
This is Khalifa Bey.
All right, that's not William. So resend him the link, Mia Moore. The one I text you. You there?
Islam, brother, I hear you.
All right. It's also in the, what's the name? It's on the Telegram page too.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. That's how I came in, from the Telegram page. So let me resend it to him, make sure he got the right one.
He can go to the Telegram page too. All right, no problem. All right. I always will put it in the Telegram page. That's for the Love of Moors and for the school's Telegram page. All right. On the road to recovery, all right, and establishing diplomatic and consular relations with other treaty nations. Shem Malachi Bey's proposal of a plan to facilitate the establishment of the Moorish Imperial Parliament Council. The Moorish Imperial Parliament Council would function as a Moorish, no one I'm saying would function, and I'm notice I'm putting proposal. Shem Malachi Bey's proposal of a plan to facilitate the establishment of the Moorish Imperial Parliament Council. The Moorish Imperial Parliament Council would function if as duly organized through political legitimacy, if once sanctioned by various Moorish body politics. All right, we're not claiming to be the one. You can't claim to be the one. That's not political legitimacy. You can't usurp the sovereignty of the people. So through the heads of various Moorish body politics, 10, 25, 30, 40, 50, come together. We have more than those that's on the flyer. We have more connections than those that keynote speakers and panelists are on the flyer. So this is being facilitated in front of your eyes. The Moorish Imperial Parliament Council would function as a Moorish intergovernment and central Moorish imperial parliament council consisting of the heads of Moorish government officials of Moorish provincial governments, government officials, plural. The Treaty of Liberty would be, that's conditional. See, would be, grammar means conditional. That's subjunctive mood. I'm using subjunctive mood. That's condition, supposition, hypothetical, volition. The declarative mood, you have your imperative mood. And you have your declarative mood. So you have statements of facts, So this is not a statement of fact here. It says would be. That's conditioned. That's conditional based on it being agreed upon. So that's why I'm using the grammar here. I'm just showing you why I use would. I didn't say is, nor did I say will be. I didn't use the future tense will be in the statement of fact. So this is subjunctive mood. It's conditional based on it being what? Voted on by the heads of various Moorish government bodies. So I'm pointing these out because this is the key to facilitating political legitimacy, the consent of the people, the will of the people. We're directing our attention to the world, that we're facilitating, that we have a plan of action to facilitate, to move from provisional to permanent government, to facilitate, to educate our people and facilitate their consent, their free will. When I claim to be the one, when I claim to have a Moorish national government with 10 people, a Moorish national government, a Moorish national federal republic government, you got 3 people in California, 4 people, and I'm not exaggerating, so just hear me out. So I'm not exaggerating. I've been around too long to exaggerate. 3 people in California, 4 people in Florida, 5 people in Delaware, 6 people in Philadelphia. Oh, well, we got 3 people in Ohio, 4 people in Minnesota, Missouri. Oh, you know what, y'all? We can form a Moorish national government. We got a Moorish national government because we got 6 in California. 3, you see that? I'm not exaggerating. I've been around too long to exaggerate. I don't need to exaggerate anything.
And that's separate groups, not together.
Yeah, separate groups, but we're talking about even the numbers.
Absolutely.
So you have the separate groups, and then they say, we got these, and they will call that a enough to form a national Moorish government. This is important that I explained, because the misconception is, it's not a lot. It's the misconceptions. I will say that 1,000 times before I transition. Maybe 10,000 times. The Treaty of Liberty would be the official agreement forming political unity among the various Moorish provincial governments. The proposed Moorish intergovernment alliance would function as a national Moorish provincial transitional / temporary government, and it's a permanent, a what? Transitional / temporary government, doesn't read permanent, to provide international representation, and international voice for both for the millions of conscious and unconscious Moors, just for the millions of conscious and unconscious Moors. And then put permanent, it's not permanent. All right, Shir Malachi Bey's 13-year history of developing and implementing his plan and proposal of restoring Moorish national political unity, Moorish national government principles, Moorish consular and diplomatic relations, and Moorish treaty protection among the Moors. 2010, Shim's developing the plan to restore national political unity and Moorish national principles among the Moors. Shim learned through his study of international law, treaty law, consular and diplomatic relations, that the approach for over 100 years of Moors attempting to recover lost Moorish sovereignty and to bring the Moroccan Empire out of her 200-year period of temporary political extinction, disintegration, collapse due to European conquest and colonization by using the United States Constitution and laws, United States departments and agencies, and United States courts is erroneous and a misdirection. Shim further learned that these are actions taken by conscious Moors for over 100 years are not in harmony with the principles of the laws of nations, public international law, with regards to the recovery of our lost Moorish sovereignty, the restoration of Moorish statehood, continuity of our Moorish state, re-entering the international community of nations as an old and original state on the principles of the reversion to sovereignty and post-dominium, restoration of Moorish territorial sovereignty, Moorish personality of law, Moorish state responsibility. See these terms, international law terms: state responsibility, territorial sovereignty, post-dominium, reversion to sovereignty. See what we're doing here? Continuity of a state. All right, continue, Terrence. All right, I'm sorry. Restoration of Moorish territorial sovereignty, Moorish personality of law, and Moorish state responsibility. Shim expanded his studies to the reestablishment of diplomatic and treaty relations with the European kingdoms with which the Moroccan Empire negotiated treaties between the 15 and 1800s. The enforcement of Moorish Capitulatory, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction vested in Moorish bilateral treaties. Shim clearly is aware that these political processes, in accordance with the principles of the law of nations, public international law, and the recovery of our state's lost sovereignty due to European colonization and conquest, would be raising the Moorish flag politically. It has become very clear to Shim that the conscious Moors have yet to raise the Moorish flag politically. The act of conscious Moors physically raising the Moorish flag does not constitute a political raising of the Moorish flag. It means not the recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty. The recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty is the act of politically raising the Moorish flag. Let's bring the Moroccan Empire out of her 200-year period of political extinction, disintegration, dismemberment, collapse. Let's raise our Moorish flag politically once again. Shim Malachi Bey drafts the following documents: Moorish Imperial Parliament Council, Treaty of Liberty, Letter of Political Legitimacy, Executive Order, Letter of Presumption and Assumption that Moors are United States citizens and residents of the states in the Union. In 2012, Shir Malachi Bey's call to restore national political unity and Moorish national principles among the Moors. Moorish Convention in Philadelphia, 400 in attendance from various parts of the country. Obstacles and setbacks. The struggle to facilitate the principles of political legitimacy, the will of the people, and the will of the people and the consent of the people in 2012 at the convention. For most of those who attended the Moorish Convention, the people were not put first. Personal agendas surfaced and dominated the conference. The principles of political legitimacy, the will of the people, and the consent of the people took a back seat to personal agendas, selfishness, and greed. 2013 to 2018, overcoming obstacles and maintaining integrity, putting the people first, and honoring the principles of political legitimacy, the consent of the people, and the will of the people. Shir Malachi Bey continues his plan to restore national political unity among the Moors by working on a local level by facilitating the establishment of a Moorish body politic, Lenahoki Nation, and in Sheikh Maxim, Philadelphia, means to make a chief or king or place. Sheikh, chief, or there are three clans, Kikakama, big or clan chief, or the places or of eels, referring to it as being an important summer fishing spot for the native Moors. Shir Malachi Bey drafts the following documents: legislation for the creation of the Lenahoki Nation, Moorish national principles, due process procedures, Moorish government protocol, calls and operations, functions of government offices, government officials' duties, oath of office, Moorish nationalization process, name declaration, court decrees, letters of rogatory, removal petitions, writ of court warrants. We're teaching here now. 2019 to the present, Shir Malachi Bey resumes work to implement his plan and proposal on a national scale. Lessons learned from the 2012 Moorish Convention. The importance of education as the key to facilitating political legitimacy, the consent of the people, and the will of the people. Curriculum development. Shir Malachi Bey and his growth and the realization that education is a key component to restoring common thought and national political unity among the Moors. Shir Malachi Bey begins working with Abdullah, Talib, Mosi Bey, and Tamir, April 2019. With the Lenahoki Nation, Shem worked in the Sheikh Maxim territory, Philadelphia. Although Shem continued to implement his plan and proposal for restoring Moorish national political principles and political unity among our people, Shem never lost his drive to effectuate political and economic change for our people on a national scale and to address the generations of European mass denationalization of our people, the centuries of European colonization of our Moorish lands, the generations of European subjugation of our people, the issues of biological, linguistic, and cultural genocide launched against our people to the family nations on an international platform. In April 2019, Shem began with his friend of 15 years, Abdullah Talib Mosi Bey. At that time, Tamir was working with Abdullah as his layout designer and assistant. The establishment of a Moorish caucus, June 2019. The caucus convened for 4 hours every second and fourth Saturday of the month for a meeting and education. The meeting time was 30 minutes, and the educational lessons were for 3.5 hours. There was a meeting and educational lesson for each caucus meeting, educational topics, there was a great emphasis on international law and treaty law, treaty cases, Moorish treaty enforcement through Moorish government structure, consular relations, diplomacy, Moorish history, feel-good information and interesting facts about past events, or the recovery of our knowledge of Moorish sovereignty, Moorish national political unity, and Moorish treaty protections to be applied in the present and future. The Sankofa bird principle, the negative political, economic, social, and cultural effects and impact of separating history from a people. Post-millennium, the returning of a people to their original condition, the ending and abolishment of slavery with the enforcement of international law principle of restoration known as post-millennium, the returning of a people to their original condition before slavery, subjugation, conquest, colonization, captivity, bondage, and servitude. An arm of foreign conquering European occupational sovereigns, the United States, legislating freedom and the end and abolishment of slavery of a people without returning them to their original condition before slavery, subjugation, conquest, colonization, captivity, bondage, and servitude. That's the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. The Emancipation Proclamation. So this foreign arm of the occupying sovereigns, Spain, France, England/Great Britain, Dutch, Sweden, has legislated the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, the Emancipation Proclamation, the abolishment of slavery, without returning us, the Moors, the native Moors, to our original condition before European conquest of our land, our enslavement, captivity, bondage, servitude. So you see what happens when you separate a people from their history? There's no Sankofa effect. Where's the Sankofa effect? Let's look to the past for answers. The political application of our Moorish history, the Sankofa bird effect, historical continuity and reversion to sovereignty, and the re-entering the family of nations as an old and original state, the 1968 Ceylon case, present the well-settled principle and documentary evidence of a conquering power legislating a conquered people as being part of their nation without first restoring the conquered people to their original condition or returning the conquered people to their nation of national origin and descent by treaty. A well-settled principle with treaties as evidence of returning a people to their nation of national origin and descent by treaty. The political application of Moorish history, using Moorish history to effectuate present political change and restore political protection to the Moors through a national Moorish political unity platform. A political process of restoring our lost Moorish sovereignty through the knowledge of the political application of Moorish history. A proposal and plan for the establishment of a Moorish intergovernmental alliance and Central Moorish Imperial Parliament Council, facilitating international representation and an international voice for our people, the Moors, in a provisional temporary capacity, addressing the principles of self-determination, adhering to the principles of self-determination, political legitimacy, the will of the people, and the consent of the people. Placing the Moors back into history and the family of nations as an old and original state, the application of the international law principle of reversion to sovereignty. Moors and Masonry, Part 1. Tapping into the political power of the Moorish bilateral treaties during the 15, 16, and 1700s. The historical basis to the recovery of our lost Moorish sovereignty claim and the re-entering the family of nations as an old and original state under the reversion to sovereignty claim. Documentary evidence of a pre-existing Moorish sovereignty and Moroccan empire, an old and original state. Coat of arms of aristocratic Europeans, statues and paintings in Europe, proving the Moors are not a people called the Arabs today. All right, free recorded courses and seminars on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Moorish body politic formation, Constitution and Governmental Principle course, 12 classes. Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations course, 101. Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations course, 201. Upcoming study books supplementing the recorded courses. Treaty Enforcement and International Law study book, Consular Notification study book, Central Authority study book, Writ of Quo Warranto study book, Letter of Rogatory study book, Moorish Body Politics study book. This is part 1. We'll be doing part 2 on May 3rd. All right, this is part 1 because there's a lot here. And I wanted to have this lengthy introduction because I wanted to make this connection to the conference. So this is part, and let people know what we're doing. So this is part 1. We're doing part 2 on May 3rd. And then after the conference, we will not have a class during the week of the conference. There will not be a class during the week of the conference. All right, so the last class before the conference is May 3rd. So the next class is May 3rd. That is the last class before the May 18th conference. When we come after the conference, we'll have King El Bey. King El Bey will presenting. We'll put that. You'll see that. All right. Jumping ahead. Moorish body politic formation. That's 12 classes. Moorish treaty enforcement through diplomatic channels. The diplomatic states. The United States Central Authority, Part 1 and Part 2. Sheikh Malachi Bey discusses the enforcement of Moorish treaties in the United States jurisdiction through the Central Authority of the United States, legislation to enforce treaties and international law. Continue, Terrence. All right, I'm sorry. Do the United States courts have the lawful authority to hear Moorish cases? Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. It's episode 12, Extraterritorial Consular Jurisdiction. That is on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. All right, courses offered by the Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law. Main objectives of the courses: to teach the principles of restoring protection to our people, the native Moors of the land, through Moorish treaty enforcement, through Moorish government structure, diplomatic channels, central authority, diplomatic relations, and consular relations. To teach the name, what happened? Terrence?
Nothing. What you can't see?
No, went off the screen.
Okay.
All right, we're back. All right, to teach that the names Moor and Morocco as the focal point of Europe, to teach that the names of Morocco and Moor as the focal point in European kingdoms, politics, treaties, trading, commerce, diplomatic, and consular relations between the 1700s and 1800s. List of courses of the Moroccan Post School for Government and International Law. Moorish body politic formation, Constitution and Governmental Principle course, 12 sessions. Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 101 course, 9 sessions. Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 201, 10 sessions. Contract Law 101, Contract Law, these are the paid courses. Contract Law 101, Contract Law 201, that's a paid course. International Law, paid course. Seminar, The Loss of Moorish Sovereignty, that's free. That's on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Seminar, Government is the Secure Party Creditors, 1 session. That's on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Etymology and Semantics, these are paid classes. These are paid courses. Etymology and Semantics, study of the true meaning and the newly established meanings, as well as how newly established meanings supplant the original, true, and historical meanings as a basic tool for the manipulation of reality through the manipulation of words, and thereby controlling people by manipulating the meaning of words. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you can control the meaning of words, you can control the people who must use them. Philip K. Dick. This is the paid course. Grammar as the building block to reading comprehension, writing, and comprehension and writing, 101. It's a paid course. Study of the parts of the sentence and the questions they ask. Sentence patterns, personal pronouns, case, person, number, gender. This is another paid course. Grammar as the building block to reading comprehension and writing, 201. Study of verbs, tenses, moods, and aspects. This is another paid course. Grammar as the building block to reading comprehension, 301. Study of phrases, gerunds, participles, and infinitives. This is another paid course. Grammar as the building block to reading comprehension and writing, 401. This is a study of clauses, noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverbial clauses. These are paid courses. Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations course. Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Topic. All right, so this is going to be an advanced study group, but this class we actually did. We began this class in August of 2022. And these are the topics taught in the Moorish Treaty Protection. We're marketing, this is the free course. We're actually marketing these classes. Topics taught in the Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations. I actually put this on the For the Love of Moors, and I posted on our Facebook page For the Love of Moors and our Moroccan Post School of Government International Law Telegram page. Topics taught in the Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations courses. Moorish Treaty Enforcement, Consular Notification and Access, Central Authority, Writ of Quo Warranto, Letter of Rogatory, Petition for Removal, Notice of Removal, Diplomatic Channels, Jurisdiction, Competency, Personality of Law, Capitulatory, Extraterritorial, Consular Jurisdiction, Consular Relations, Diplomatic Relations, Consulate, Consular Court. More topics taught in the Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations course. United States legislation to enforce treaties. 22 CFR Section 2.3, notification of foreign officials, current through July 31st, 2022. Diplomatic and consular immunity, guidance for law enforcement and judicial authorities. United States Department of State, Office of Foreign Missions. United States Department of State, consular notification and access, instructions for federal, state, and local law enforcement and other officials regarding foreign nationals in the United States and the rights of consular officials to assist them. A Federal Register, the Daily Journal of the United States Government, consular notification for aliens detained prior to an order of removal, a rule by the Homeland Security Department on January 17, 2007. Majesty's Guide to the Vienna Convention on Consular Notification. Department of Justice regulations and Department of State advice relating to the consular notification of the Vienna Convention. Application of Article 36 of the Vienna Convention to criminal proceedings. 28 USC 1782, assistance to foreign and international tribunals, and to legislate and to litigants before such tribunals, federal criminal prosecution, and the right to consular notification under Article 6 of the Vienna Convention. Does it say it's United States Constitution, Article such and such, the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, Fourth Amendment, Sixth, Seventh Amendment of the United States Constitution, the United States laws, the United States statute of laws. Does it read that? Am I reading United States? Now you have United States and United States. You have the CFRs. You have the Code of Federal Regulations, where you have the United States Senate Committee of Foreign Affairs, United States Senate Committee of Foreign Affairs, drafting legislation to enforce multilateral treaties and treaties. All right, the CFR. So what I've observed is that conscious Moors don't know enough. We can do this. We've been directed to put our time, our resources in getting certain books, not getting these books. We hadn't been studying this. Let's grow in knowledge in this area of study. This is national principles. This is restoring national principles. Foreign criminal proceedings, prosecution, and the right to consular notification under Article 36 of the Vienna Convention. Consular notification challenges under Article 36 on direct appeal following conviction. A, dismissal of indictment or suppression of evidence. B, reversal or conviction and appellate standards of review. C, application of the plain error standard. D, application of the harmless error standard. The right to consular notification, the cultural bridge to a foreign national's due process rights. Steps to follow when an individual believed to be a foreign national is arrested or detained. Petition for post-conviction relief and review. United States Committee on Foreign Relations is a standing committee of the United States Senate charged with leading foreign policy legislation and debate in the Senate. United States Committee on Foreign Relations to the United States, January 20th, 2020 to 2020 and 21, January 20 and 21, 2000. Addressed before the UN Security Council by Senator Jesse Helms, Chairman. Field hearing, implementation of UN reforms. Review of United States participation in the United Nations. Hearing before a subcommittee of the Committee on Foreign Relations, United States Senate, 88th Congress, first session, May 13, 1963. The 13th report, U.S. Advisory Commission on International Education and Cultural Affairs, June 30th, 1977. The role of treaties in the development of international law. Jurisprudence in the writ of quo warranto. How to use the Moorish treaties and Moorish political structure to address disputes and conflicts. How to use the Moorish treaties and Moorish political structure to address disputes and conflicts. That has to be highlighted. The function of Moorish consuls and Moorish treaty enforcement. How to command the judge to issue the writ of quo warranto. Some international law terms taught in the Moorish treaty protection and consular relations courses. Treaty, Convention, Act, Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations, Diplomacy, Diplomatic Relations, Diplomatic Channels, ambassador, minister of foreign affairs, secretary of state, Vienna Convention of Consular Relations, consulate, consular court, consul general, vice consul, vice consul, consul commission, letter of executor, capitulatory, extraterritoriality, extraterritorial, consular jurisdiction, consular notification, central authority, letter of rogatory, res judicata, stare decisis. Advanced course for commission Moorish consuls, elected the heads of Moorish body politics, and other elected officials of Moorish body politic. Parts of the course outlined are from Chapter 9, heads of states and foreign offices, Chapter 10, diplomatic envoys, Chapter 11, consuls, from the Oxford Public International Law by Sir Robert Jennings and Arthur Watts. Chapters 9, 10, 11 are from Part 3, organs of the states for their international relations. This book has 4 parts. Part 1, the subject of international law. Part 2, the objects of international law. Part 3, the organs of states for their international law. Part 4, international transaction. T, you're just going to slowly scroll. I'm not going to read anything. You're just going to slowly scroll. I posted all of this on the on my Facebook page. The list of terms and everything on my Facebook page. I posted on my for the love of Moors and for our Telegram page 4 or 5 times already. This is already on there. So I'm not going to read anything. Just going to scroll right through it. This is chapter 9, 10, 11 of the book. I posted that 4 or 5 times over the past 2 months. All right, so he's just going to scroll right through. It's already for the love of Moors and for the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law Advanced Study Group Telegram page, and also posted on my Abdullah Bey Facebook page 3 or 4 or 5 times past 2 months. And we also we went through this on the about 2 months ago in this advanced study group. We're pushing this course. We're pushing it. We're pushing the material. We'll let you know that this is available. This is the book. This book was last year. This book was, I think $400 or $500. It's now 2 something. It's about 2. It went down by half. This is not above us, y'all. It's not above us. This is being directed. Look how detailed this book is. This is chapters 9. These are chapters 9, 10, 11. It's not above us. Eventually, we'll get the course, the book as for the school. This is not above us. We're not stupid. We're not slow. We're not dumb. We're not retarded. We've just been misguided, misdirected. That's it.
Islam, brother.
All right, we're going to stop there. Yes. What's that?
Islam, can you name the book again so I can look for it in the
go back
chat?
up, Terrence. Go back up to the book. I'll repost it. Don't worry about it. But go back to the book anyway. Take a snapshot. Go back up. Go back down, Terrence. Go back down. Go back down. You passed it. Take it. Go back. You're almost there. Go down. Right there. All right, take a snapshot of that. Take a snapshot of this. I will repost this probably tomorrow, but I just have to find it because I reposted it earlier this week. I reposted earlier this week, so you don't have to go that far. But for the love of Moors and for our face Telegram page. So I'll repost it. I'll repost this. All right. So this is the book. This is like $250 now. And this is the parts 3, organs of states for their international relations. All right. And so parts chapters 9, 10, 11 that are below this are from part 3 of called Organs of States for the International Relations. This is a very comprehensive book, 4 parts. All right, so Sharon's just going to go right there. He already went through this. All right, so we have the Moroccan Post Media. The Moroccan Post Media is a social media, education, and community outreach vehicle. Moroccan Post newspaper. The Moroccan Post newspaper was established in 2019 as an educational community outreach vehicle to facilitate unity among Moors classified as Black, Negro, Colored, and African American in the United States Census Bureau and the Commerce Department. Masonic outreach. Masonic Gate newspaper. Abdullah Talib Mosi Bey's Masonic Gate newspaper established in 2011. The Masonic Gate is an outreach and educational vehicle to Eastern Stars, Daughters of Isis, Masons, classified as Black, Negro, Colored, and African American in the United States Census Bureau and in the Commerce Department. Once again, we're not just directing our attention and focus to conscious and unconscious Moors. We're directing our attention and focus to the world. To the world. We're showing the world that we are educating our people. I don't know how to play the game that Quasi teaches. The board game that Quasi teaches. But I know how to play chess. Remaining advanced study group sessions. So these are the remaining advanced study group sessions. May 7th, session 7, May 2nd, 2024. Developing jurisdictional competency among the Moors through analysis of jurisdictional incompetency. What can a Moor accomplish individually outside the Moorish treaties to help the millions of conscious and unconscious Moors? That's part 2, Abdullah Talib Mosi Bey. Session 8, June 6, 2024, Principles of Due Process and Court Proceedings, Part 1, King El Bey. Session 9, June 20th, 2024, Principles of Due Process and Court Proceedings, Part 2, King El Bey. All right, so we'll have sessions 10, 11, 12, and 13. I'm looking for Sister Pocola to teach a lesson on the ancient matriarchal principles. I'll give her opportunity to choose one of these sessions. We have Brother Vicerius. Brother Vicerius will do a session as well. So we have Brother and Brother Okono and Quasi. So we got the next. So we'll have Sister Pocola, not in this order. Sister Pocola, Brother Okono, Brother Quasi, and Brother Vicerius are up. They will be teaching these last four sessions. All right, so we have the advanced study group session 6. This is today, April 18th, 2024. Developing jurisdictional competency among the Moors through the analysis of jurisdictional incompetency. What can a Moor accomplish individually outside the Moorish treaties to help the millions of conscious and unconscious Moors? Part 1. Does the judicial power of Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution extend to Moorish cases? Go down, Terrence. That's Section 2. Change that to a 2. Does Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution extend to compensatory, extraterritoriality, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction, and foreign consular courts established through treaties? The United States Constitution, and the United States legislation have jurisdiction, sovereign authority over our pre-existing Moorish sovereignty, Moorish treaties, Moorish treaty protections of the 15, 16, and 17, 1800s, pre-existing capitulatory, extraterritoriality, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction, pre-existing Moorish diplomatic relations, pre-existing Moorish consular authority, and pre-existing Moorish consular jurisdiction. All right, T, I want you to show the what I text you, the flow chart. This is how Abdullah-based study. Terrence wants me to do a class on how I study. So instead of I using somebody else's book, you know, he wants me to use my methods, to teach my methods of studying. That's something we talked about. It was Friday. It was Friday morning. All right. This is how I study. This is already on. You don't have to snapshot this. This is I posted before we came on. I posted this for the love of Moors and for on our Telegram page. It's already posted. So you can go right and snatch it right off of it. This the same thing that's posted on for the love of Moors and for the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law Advanced Study Group Telegram page.
We'll also put
you have
we'll put this on a presentation so it can be a lot neater and everything. So
oh yeah, absolutely. I
like,
did this before we came on, and I wanted to show it. Yeah, yes. Absolutely. So this will be done in chart, colorful, and all that. You know, I just wanted to present this because this is an effective way of teaching. So now, because before I get into the main part of the lesson, I want to show this. So we have here on the left side, recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty, reversion to sovereignty, and the what's it called? The restoration of our Moorish government. So this is what we're working to restore: capitulatory, extraterritorial, and extraterritorial consular jurisdiction. Moors have been guided to what? Conscious Moors have been guided to what? The right side. Conscious Moors have been guided to we belong on the right side. That the right side is the Article, the United States Constitution, Article 3, Section 2. That the right side, Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution is the jurisdiction for the Moors. That Moors, that Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution has the authority, the jurisdiction, that is the jurisdiction to hear Moors cases. Moors been directed to that. It's not a lot. You see why I did this? This is the visual. A bird's eye view. Moors have been improperly taught. Moors have been improperly taught that Article 3, Section 2 is the Moorish consular courts. Article 3, Section 2 is Moorish consular courts. The Moorish consular courts is an Article 3 court. That's the claim. That's the claim. The claim, I won't say the name, that Article 3 of the United States Constitution, that Moorish consular court is an Article 3 court. It's an Article 3 court. That's Article 3 of the United States Constitution. That's the claim. Now, I don't want you to say Abdullah said anything. So can someone look up consular court? Can someone look up consular court and read it? Whoever does it, just get it. So you find it, just read it. And I'll continue. Just look it up, consular court. So I don't want you to say Abdullah said anything. The claim is, it's been out there for a few years now, 5, 6, 7 years, that Moorish consular court is an Article 3 court. It's Article 3 on the United States Constitution. Who has it?
Consular courts. Courts held by the consuls of one country within the territory of another under the authority given by treaty for the settlement of civil cases. In some instances, they have also a criminal jurisdiction, but in this respect are subject to review by the courts of the home government.
All right, so under the authority of what? A constitution. It does it under the authority of a country's constitution? Established under the authority of a country's constitution? Does it read that again? Hold on, I'm hard. Hold on. Let me clean my ears out.
Courts
I
held
thought she said under the authority of a country's constitution. Let me read that again, Amanda.
Courts held by the consuls of one country within the territory of another under the authority given by treaty.
Oh, stop there. Under the authority given by treaty. So no one has to say Abdullah said anything. Let's say Abdullah said, under the authority given by treaty. We read the source. Read the source. Read the source.
Well, this is from the Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, but the case law that's cited in here, the source cited in here, is to see revised statutes, U.S. Section 4083, 22 U.S.C.A. Section 141.
Oh, so it doesn't say United States Constitution, under the authority of the United States Constitution.
It does
Or
not.
under the authority of a country's constitution. Established under the authority of what? Given by treaty.
By treaty.
Oh, wow. So that claim, the claim that Moorish Consular Court is an Article 3 court, Article 3 United States Constitution court. So a United States Consular Court in China and Japan, which it was United States Consular Court in Japan, late in 1800s. United States Consular Court in Japan in the late 1800s was established by the Japanese Constitution. So United States Consular Court in Japan in the 1800s was established by the Japanese Constitution. That's interesting. I didn't know that the Japanese Constitution established the United States Consular Court in Japan in late 1800s. Wow. Interesting. I'm going to say this again, my brothers and sisters. I'm going to say it 10,000 times. I hope I get a chance to say it 10,000 times, over 10,000 times before I transition. It's not a lot. When you are given misconceptions, as I was, as you were, you see how it inhibits your growth and development. If you never were given misconceptions and taught from the rip proper concepts, it's not a lot. So that misconception, United States Moorish Consular Court is an Article 3 court, Article 3 of the United States Constitution. That misconception right there. So you hold that. You hold that misconception. So you measure. So you don't, so that's not a proper concept. So therefore you're not going to advance. You're not going to develop. You hold that misconception 5 years, 6 years, 7, 10 years. You're not advancing. As long as you hold that misconception, you're not advancing. All right, so we have here, continuing, capitulatory on the left side. Once again, recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty, reversion to sovereignty, and the restoration of our Moorish government. Capitulatory, extraterritoriality, extraterritorial consular jurisdiction. Treaty of Granada, November 25, 5th, to 1491. It has a clause in there. That's an extraterritorial clause. Moors be governed by what? Islamic law. Don't say blacks. Don't say blackamoors. Don't say Negroes, colored, Spanish, Saracens, Moors. Doesn't read Arab. Doesn't read Arab. Doesn't read Saracen. Doesn't read blackamoor. Doesn't read Negro. Doesn't read Spanish. Doesn't read color. Moors will be judged by Islamic law. That's an extraterritoriality clause in the Treaty of Grenada. 1787 treaty between peace of friendship between Empire of Morocco and United States. Articles 20 to 25 are the extraterritoriality clauses in that treaty. 1796 peace treaty between the Bay of Tripoli and the United States. Only the Bay would have jurisdiction regarding, criminal and civil cases. Article the 1797 peace treaty between the Dey of Algiers and the United States. Only the Dey. So you see why they buried our nationality and classified us as black, Negro, colored, Spanish, Latino, Puerto Rican, Indian, African American. 1823 peace treaty between Empire of Morocco and the United States, extraterritorial clauses. So let's look at here. They are treaty cases, Article 3. So these are treaty cases under Article 3, Section 2. And there's several clauses in Section 2. So you have the article, you have the section, and you have clauses. That's how it's structured. Article, section, clauses. So there's sections, there's clauses that are part of Section 2. So one of the clauses is a diversity of citizenship clause. So Article 3, Section 2, these are treaties and the treaty case that was adjudicated under Article 3, Section 2. Why? Why was Haudenstein versus Lynham adjudicated under Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution? Why was Haudenstein versus Lynham adjudicated under Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution? Are we ready for the answer? What is the 1850 treaty between the Swiss Confederation and the United States does not have extraterritoriality clauses? What is the treaty, 1850 Swiss treaty between the Swiss Confederation and the United States does not have extraterritoriality clauses? All right, we have Ware versus Hilton, 1796. Why was Ware versus Hilton adjudicated under Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution? What is the 1783 treaty between Great Britain and the United States does not have extraterritoriality clause? Society versus New Haven, 1823. Why was Society versus New Haven adjudicated under Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution? What is the treaty, definitive peace treaty between Great Britain and the United States of 1783 does not have extraterritoriality clauses? All right. So Moors don't understand that treaty because the Moors, the treaty between Morocco and the United States, Empire of Morocco and the United States have 4 or 5 extraterritoriality clauses. So therefore, Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution does not have authority to hear Moors cases. The United States courts don't have authority to hear Moors cases. United States courts have authority to hear Society versus New Haven. United States court article has authority to hear Ware versus Hilton, dealing with British subjects because that treaty and the treaties, that meaning that United States, they do not, the United States Constitution, other than Article 6, but they're not, no other clauses referenced. They reference the articles and Ware versus Hilton, Society versus New Haven. They reference Article 5, Articles 9, Articles 5 and Article 9 of the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States are heavily referenced in Society versus New Haven and Ware versus Hilton. Regarding Ware versus Hilton, 1796, that was the first case. That's the first case that was adjudicated on the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States. Ware versus Hilton, 1796. All right, so you see why. So let's go back to the my chicken scratch, Terrence. So they could begin to understand this. And we'll go further in it, as far as the history of consular jurisdiction. So this is key to our growth and development. We got to master this. What's on this page right here. This is major because it's jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is everything. If you don't understand jurisdiction, you don't understand law. Jurisdiction is everything. This is major. And I know we've been guided to Article 3, Section 2. Because we didn't understand consular extraterritoriality. We didn't understand that. All right, we go right to the document, Terrence.
Your notes or
The notes. Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
No, you still have what's the name up? It's not up yet.
Is this what you want, or you want?
But no, what you had up before. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is what you want.
All
okay.
right. Yes. All right. Excerpt of Chapter 10 of Moors and Masonry, Part 2, Moorish Treaty Enforcement, Foreign Jurisdiction and Constructive Language. Note, this foreign jurisdiction and constructive language section was written by Shem Malachi Bey, the first 5 pages of this chapter. Constructive language prevents the inheritance from being passed down. The use of constructive language modifies the language in the Moorish treaties. The fiction and law categories of Black, Negro, Colored, and African American remove the protection of the Moorish treaties and international law of nations for the Moors. Whoever defines the language controls the issue. That's Charlie Rose. Amir, commander of Admiralty jurisdiction. The law of high seas, shipping, seizure, captivity, prize, treaties in Moors and Masonry. Part 1. And I also have them listed I have all the treaties that I have in part listed in part one, also listed in part two. I just don't have any excerpts. A few excerpts in part Moors Macy part two. Laws of nations, public international law issues relating to war, captivity, purchase, and salvage. The knowledge of proper language through the study of jurisprudence and etymology will empower us, the Moors, to challenge the de facto United States court's opinions, constructive language used to modify Moorish treaties, thereby assuming territorial jurisdictional control over our Moorish lands, estates, natural resources, and personal jurisdiction over our Moorish bodies. We, the Moors, are learning how to regain territorial jurisdictional control over our Moorish territories, estates, and natural resources, and personal jurisdictional control over our Moorish bodies through the study of jurisprudence and etymology. It is apparent that we, the Moors, are unaware of constructive language is used to assume, gain, and maintain territorial jurisdictional control over our Moorish land, estates, and natural resources, and personal jurisdiction over our bodies. Points of analysis of assumption of the points of analysis of presumption adhesion contracts of the mind. The use of constructive language to modify the language in the Moorish treaties, thereby removing obligations to enforce the Moorish treaties and placing the Moors in the United States jurisdiction. Admiralty and maritime contracts, the international law of salvage, the foreign jurisdiction, and European zones and European occupational territorial sovereignty and dominions extended to Moorish land by conquest and colonization applied to unconscious Moors, women, and their bodies and their babies in foreign hospitals. The political condition of the Moors due to extinction, collapse, disintegration of the Moroccan Empire, Moorish estate, and the subjugation of the Moors due to European conquest and mass denationalization. We must learn to analyze our conditions in the framework of international law. We, the conscious Moors, unconscious Moors have been conditioned to analyze our condition in the framework of civil rights and the framework of civil rights and false history, in the framework of Francois Bernier, Carl Linnaeus, Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, modern race paradigm. Conscious Moors have been conditioned to analyze our conditions in the framework of United States Constitution and United States laws. It wasn't until Shir Malachi Bey that conscious Moors have been learning to analyze our conditions in the framework of international law. International law of salvage, conquest, subjugation, colonization, denationalization of the Moors and Moorish land. Suretyship language in the United States adhesion contract system. Treaty waiver through the adhesion contract system in premeditated judgments. Note, presumptions of adhesion contract of the mind is to take into account the allegiance, protection, and obedience to the ruling power or individual forcing their will and conscience on any individual in either express, implied, or written contract. Law of peace, treaties, law of war, prize, salvage, captivity, and purchase. Your mother and father were led into an adhesion contract in a foreign jurisdiction without full knowledge and without conscionability of the obligations, stipulations, and liabilities. The Moorish mother, who is unconscious of her Moorish consanguinity and ancestry, is considered as a refugee and not a citizen or a national of a foreign country. The Moorish baby is taken as a surety in the state's political jurisdiction, political zones. International law is in operation when a Moorish woman goes into the hospital. Move it up, Terrence. goes into a foreign de facto corporate United States jurisdiction and political zone to deliver the baby. Constructed language prevents the inheritance from being passed down. When you take away a people's right to pass down their wealth, intellectual property, and land, and take away the right of the descendants to inherit their estates, it is a hostile act of war, apartheid, and genocide. Abandoned ship without a flag, the Moorish mother. Cargo, the Moorish baby. This is how, once again, we're talking about international law of war. You have the internet, you have law of peace, you have law of war. So under law of war, all right, our mothers, our women are viewed and classified as an abandoned ship without a flag. And we are classified as cargo. The enforcement of international law of war, captivity, salvage, seizure, and slavery, not racism and not discrimination. So Moors, unconscious Moors, have been conditioned to analyze our condition in the terms of racism, hatred, prejudice, and discrimination. They don't like us because of our color of our skin. The white man don't like us. The white man hates us. He doesn't like us because of color of our skin. We do this. Like we'll point to our skin. You know, like we're mistreated because all right, we're mistreated because, you know, we'll say this, you know, they mistreat us because of, you know, I mean, we do this, out. So we've been conditioned to analyze our, you know, situation. We mistreated because of, I mean, y'all seen that. You know, I'm not saying something y'all haven't seen all your life. You know, we mistreated because of. All right, you go back to the screen. The document, Terrence. 1. Moorish mother, labor and delivery of the vessel, the baby, the estate, the Moorish child, which according to nature is to be productive and progressive in life on the land. 2. Commodity. The Moorish baby is measured in value based on his or her future performance, production, and progress in the 50 states of union, the structure and systems that are set up to benefit the stockholders. 3. The Moorish child is pledged as surety and used as collateral within the states of the union's financial structure. 4. The name of the Moorish mother gives to her Moorish child is used as a trust corporation for operating in the 50 states in the union as a licensed corporation. 5. The Moorish child has obligation placed on his or her body as a commitment to fulfill future obligations that the 50 states in the union acquired through deceit, fraud. 6. In order for the deceptive plan to take place and the obligation and stipulations of the states in the union legislated through their parliaments, states, statutes, codes, regulations, policies that need to be carried out in order to command the Moorish child, the mother and father to comply with the 50 states of the union's intent. 7. The Moorish mother and Moorish father are indoctrinated under an apartheid foreign school system to enroll their Moorish children into a mind control school system to indoctrinate them to comply with the structure system set up by the states of the union. Number 8, once the indoctrination is carried out, the Moorish child is placed and taught to believe, accept, write, think, speak, and connotative language constructed to maintain the nationalization, subjugation of the United States jurisdiction, thereby waiving all protection of their Moorish nationality Moorish birthright, inheritance, and Moorish treaty protection. This is Okono. This is Okono. This is Okono's class last night. I'm going to read it again. This is Okono's class night on the modern father, father of the modern race paradigm. Kono will be having this. Kono's book will be out in a year. It's coming spring or early summer of 2025. All right, he's already chosen the title. He's going to work on this cover. All right, he did part 4 last night. It'll be up on his YouTube page this Saturday. All right, so he's been working hard, and so so the modern race paradigm called Francois Benaire, calling this Johann Friedrich Bumwach, Francois Benaire's new division daylighterary, black, white, classifying humans as black, white, red, brown, and yellow, calling this and Johann Friedrich Bumwach. Once again, once the indoctrination is carried out, the Moorish child is placed and taught to believe, accept, write, think, speak, and connotative language, constructed to maintain their denationalization and subjugation under United States jurisdiction, thereby waiving all protection of their Moorish nationality, Moorish birthright inheritance, and Moorish treaty protection. Whoever defines Charlie Rose again. Whoever defines the language controls the issue. Philip K. Dick. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you want to control the people, in order to control the people, you must control their basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you can control the people, if you can control the manipulation of words, you can control the people who must use them. Number 9, the manipulation, the Moorish child will write and read legal statutory contracts that remove their immunities, protections, and exemptions that are guaranteed to them under the Moorish nationality claims pursuant to Moorish treaties. The Moorish child, number 10, the Moorish child has learned how to write sentences, statements, and paragraphs under a fraudulent constructive language format, which is fictitious and constructive with fraudulent conveyance of language. That's a legal term, fraudulent conveyance of language.
All right, Abdullah, before we move any further, to do it in the beginning, but I do want to shed some light on the brothers Okono and Quasi, so I can bring up their flyers.
Bring up the flyer. We'll end here. We'll end here. We've Zoom with part 2 and on May 2nd.
All
We'll
right.
Zoom with part 2 May 2nd because we got their flyers. We also have our flyers.
So
all right. Yes. All
we'll
right. So we're done this session of part 1.
We'll do this one first.
Yes. All right. This is you want to take over?
No, is he there? He should be online.
Quasi with us? He was with us.
You should be able to.
Peace. Can you hear me?
All right, he's with us. All right, he's back. All right, go ahead, Quasi, take over.
Yeah, so Tribal Dreamer Study Group, we'll be next week, next Wednesday. The time sometimes we go a little later than 9:30. But just bear with us if we do. Sometimes we don't go quite to 9:30. But the study group is every second and fourth Wednesday on Zoom, and you can see the meeting ID and passcode at the bottom right-hand corner, which is the same every second and fourth Wednesday. It never changes. It's always the same. And so we welcome you all to come on next Wednesday. The topic will be reanalyzing the transatlantic slave trade claim. I'm just be pulling some information out of Moors and Masonry Part 1 and Moors and Masonry Part 2. The title may be slightly different, but that'll give you an idea of what I'll be talking about on that study group. You can share, you can screenshot this flyer and share with conscious and unconscious Moors to be on. And sometimes the study group is geared for unconscious Moors just because I deal with more of them than conscious Moors. So that's why I wanted to look at that topic. I know you all probably know, about the transatlantic slave trade and how it doesn't correlate with the treaties. And in the timeline of what was going on at that time. So something was left out. I know most of you all know that, but I was gearing it more towards the unconscious Moors that I deal with around in the foreign political zone known to the world as LaGrange, Georgia. But yeah, I welcome you all to come on next Wednesday on Zoom. Peace.
And Quasi is also a panelist on the upcoming Moorish Governance, Birthright, and Nationality Claim Conference. All right, Kono?
Islam, peace.
Peace.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right behind Quasi. My classes are every second and fourth Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. But I also share my classes on my YouTube platform. It's right here on the screen, helping our people elevate. It's all one word. And I will be going over my part 5. Excuse me. I will be going over my part 5 with the Fathers of the Modern Race Paradigm. And the title is What Happened to the Moors in the Americas Before 1492? From Moor to Black or Moor to Indian to Black. Why is the Moorish identity hidden? And I'll be touching on the 7 sacred teachings. And so yeah, you can catch my platform every second and fourth Thursday of each month. And that's pretty much it for me.
Ready. Abdullah?
We have the flyer. Sister Bacola, you gonna bring the flyer up? And Sister Bacola, you with us? I know she's with us, but I know she's at work.
All right. Take it over, Abdullah, if she's at work.
All right. Give her 13 seconds. Sister Bacola.
Yes, Islam, greetings.
Yeah, she
Yep.
is.
Picola Kusar Il here, and I'm looking at a beautiful flyer of the up-and-coming conference. It is a Moorish American Birthright Nationality Claim Conference. And it's going to be on the 18th of May in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is on the flyer is graced the various keynote speakers as well as the various panelists. Various panelists have their own individual outreach, their groups that they are running, and so therefore most of the flyer, as you see, are conscious Moors, and the conference is open to the general public at large. There is limited seating, and anyone that's listening to this, if you want to get your tickets in advance, and if you need any kind of lodging, there is a reduced rate for lodging, which will be very close to the facility. But the various panelists, we will be speaking about the importance of political unity and dispelling really a lot of the claims that have been made pertaining to who we are as a people, and basically allowing us beginning steps to formulating government structure. And this is the beginning of it. We need to increase the amount of awareness for people to know that whatever the history has been told, we are researching and we're finding that the history is otherwise been somewhat reconstructed. We do need the people's awareness on this political unity event because we have a plan. That plan is to bring people's awareness up. And so as a group, we will proceed with the claims against our nationality, our birthright theft, the land, every single thing that was done to cover us up and who we are as a people. And so we need to have a permanent population is one of the basic requirements for moving this forward to the UN as well as the International Court of Justice for these human rights offenses and claims that we have. But we do need the consent of the people. And so this political unity conference is about that. It is about making leaders stronger in what they know and infusing them with enough power that they can go out and convince their followers that you need to declare your nationality. You need to come up under the provisional government that is being planned. And so that's what I got. Hope to see you at the conference. I'm excited. Islam.
All right, Islam. Brother King, are you with us? Brother King. All right, King's not with us. All right. As I said, King will be, as I read earlier, King will be heading the research committee. We will be preparing a case to present to the International Court of Justice. So King will be heading that committee. That committee will be formed. Then we'll have the introductory meeting. I think within a week. I want to do that. We're going to do that before the conference, so that can be announced at the conference.
I'm here, Abdullah.
All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead, King. Take over.
On the conference, the committee that we're forming will help us lay out the claim. It'll be step by step, point by point, laying out the Moorish claim, showing who were the perpetrators, who initiated the birthright theft, and who all co-conspirated and spearheaded this theft, this deprivation of treaty rights, the subjugation to denationalize us, to treat us less than human. We will have in this committee various of our colleagues that already been doing the work who will help facilitate this movement. You know, my part is to help us be able to identify key elements that need to be exposed when we're looking for clues in laying a claim. Because once you make a statement, you state a claim, now you got to back it up with evidence and supporting facts. And once a fact is determined, it's different than truth. Once a fact is determined, everybody in the room now has agreed to the facts. And once these elements are identified, along with the supporting exhibits, verifying the different things that were done to strip us, through these applications that they want us to utilize to try to get benefits, versus that we already had a door to walk through that they closed shut intentionally. And now with this process, it'll restore us back to the landowners, because nationality is about the family of the nation, to the rights to the soil by blood, heirship rights, rights of inherent right. And what now we have to understand who helped perpetrate this fraud and live up to this thing. So hopefully, you know, when we get to the conference, we can lay down a strong foundation so that we can spearhead this all the way up to the International Court of Justice to identify a claim that is unrefutable, that they cannot deny such right, and that they restore us back into the family of nations, making us whole again, to be able to have our political legitimacy, to be able to speak at conferences, to have influence on the world and have prominence among other fellow men, that we don't have to be troubled in our own land, where we're going through all of these different whatnots, you know, and all of these deprivations. So now, you know, with this committee, we'll be able to put the clues together, show people, okay, what do we need to look for? What is the approach? So anytime you're looking at a claim, you must know the who, the what, when, where, and how. so that you can answer the riddle. So that's what I'm bringing with Brother Abdullah. I mean, you know, we're going to be a juggernaut and a force to be reckoned with. You know, teaming up with Shem and Abdullah was an honor. To be around such men who are passionate. You got to have passion in this movement. This is not for the weak-hearted or the weak-hearted or the faint. You have to be driven. It has to be in you. And I believe that this was in Abdullah from birth. I believe this was in Shem from birth. This wasn't a coincidence. This is what is no happenstance. These are people who were passionate to bring this movement and spearhead this for 30 years with little to no compensation. Through all the aggravation, through all the misnomers, through the misappropriation of the law, all the different things that we go through this movement, I honor these guys for never giving up. I'm gonna end there, Abdullah.
Thank you, King. Thank you. All right, so we have Sister Pecola is King is a panel, a keynote speaker. Sister Pecola is also a keynote speaker. Brother Terrence is a panelist. So we have 5 of us on here. Sister Mia Moore is a panelist. So Sister Mia Moore is with us. So we have 6 of us among y'all. So we have 2 keynote speakers. Sister Pecola suggested I take the helm as a keynote speaker. And I said I'll probably do both. We'll see. But so we have Sister Pecola, Lee Kusar is keynote speaker, and Sister Sasha with us. Sister Sasha, are you with us? All right. Who else is? All right, so this is us. All right, Quasi, as I mentioned earlier, is a panelist. Terrence is a panelist. King is a keynote speaker. Sister Pecola Kusar, Lee Kusar is a keynote speaker. Sister Mia Moore is a panelist. All right, so you have 6 of us among you that are on the flyer. All right, so I have the new flyer pinned to my Facebook page. Quasi has it pinned to his. I have the flyer and the link, the Eventbrite link, pinned to my Facebook page, Abdullah Bey. All right, so it's been the new flyer has been pinned to my Facebook page for a week, over a week, and the old flyer has been pinned to my Facebook page for 3 months, as well as the Eventbrite link. Trust to see. I know DuPont will be joining us. This will be our second time Terrence meeting DuPont as we came to the grand opening in November 7th, 2020, right?
Yeah.
So so DuPont already has his hotel. He'll be staying in the same hotel, and he already got his ticket. Brother Stern will be joining us. Brother Stern, my aunt, also attended. Brother DuPont and Brother Stern has been with us for 5 years. They were part of the caucus, which began in June of 2019. Brother Stern also attended the grand opening on November 7th, 2020. Sister Pecola been with us for 4.5 years. Sister Amanda, almost 6 years. Amanda, one of my etymology students. Amanda traveled from Florida to Philadelphia. Stayed there for 3 months to attend my etymology class at Temple University Pan-African Studies Community Education Program. Shem and I met Amanda because I had Shem teach the first 2 classes of the 5 weeks. It was actually broken down to 2 5-week courses for the first time. The director decided to do that. So there was a 2-week 2-week break in between of the 5-week course each. So Amanda was so Shem and I met Amanda in September of 2019, September 2019. So she's been with us with the courses, the Academy of Providence, with the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law, for almost 6 years now. All right, so Ronald Jones will be joining us. He'll be coming from, I think, DC, right, Ronald? Ronald Jones will be spending the day with us.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right. Did you get your ticket, Ronald?
No, sir, not yet.
All right, get your ticket. All right,
You
Sister
talking about the train
Deani.
ticket? Oh, yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not talking about well, that too, both. Did you get the ticket for or did you go to the Eventbrite?
No.
All right, not yet. All right. Sister Deani will be joining us. All right, the conference. She's already gotten her tickets in hotel. So her hotel secured and her tickets. All right, she'll be bringing two or three others with her. All right. Who else will be joining us?
I do want to add something, Abdullah. I just wanted to thank everyone who donated, everyone who got a ticket, everybody that's going to be involved, everybody that's going to get a ticket. I just wanted to thank everyone, just put that out there. Also for the ones who, if I didn't mention, I think I already did, but everybody who donated, I also want to put out there that, because we've been, through the past, few years, through teaching and you hear people say, oh man, this class should be free. Oh man, you hear Conscious Moore saying, oh man, this should be free to, for us. And it's like, you have people like Abdullah who dedicate his life to teaching Moorish, just to teach us, whether it's etymology, principles of, everything that he teaches, he puts his life into it. And you think that this should be free? Yes, it should be. It's our life, it's our culture that we're learning. But when you have somebody that's putting his life into it, his time, isn't he worth something? When you just think about, guess what? You're gonna go right down the street, go to Walmart and grab a pillow or grab some dog food and make these Albions, richer. But why not, why should it be free for Abdullah to just teach and put his life out here for us? Now, I do want to put out there that this conference, every single penny that goes into this conference, do not go into my pocket, don't go into Abdullah's pocket, it don't go into any one of us pockets. It goes straight to this conference. It's paying for hotel stays. It's paying for the marketing that we're doing. It's paying for, it's paying for that. It's not going into our pockets. So I just wanted to thank everyone. I just wanted to put that out there because there were people that left the conference thinking that the finance was going into our pockets. So I'm just here to let you know that it's not. Everything is just to put this conference is for unity. That's the bottom line. That's our bottom line, is unity. So I just wanted to put that out there. And thank you, everyone.
Brother Kono will be joining us. Brother Kono will be traveling from Oklahoma. He'll be joining us as well. All right. It'll be good to meet the brother and Brother Quasi. I didn't get a chance to meet Brother Quasi when I was in Atlanta in September. He was busy doing that weekend I was in Atlanta. So I'll get a chance to meet Quasi. All right, so this is a wrap, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. Go to the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law, the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. For my books, go to moorsandmasonry.org. We have the material, lots of material for the love of Moors and also for the Moroccan Post School of Government International Law Telegram page. All right. So we're also Moorish Monday, Sister Mia Moore. We have Sister Mia Moore in the house. All right, Sister Mia Moore, you wanna take the floor? You take the floor. Mia Moore, Sister Mia Moore from 7 to 8 this Monday. That's the 20, is that the 29th? This next Monday. All right. She will be on the Moorish Monday with Abdullah Mosi on the Magna Pyramid Crystal YouTube page. All right. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She is one of the panelists, and she will be presenting a lesson. We want to show the world. We want to show the world. All right. We had 3 of my Masonic connections last week, this past Monday, and Sister Picola was one of the co-hosts. She was a hostess, and asking. She did a wonderful job. And Sister Picola will be back on Moorish Monday on May 6th. You know, because she's a keynote speaker. She'll be back on Moorish Monday on May 6th. And she will be back on Moorish Monday. She'll be on Moorish Monday on May 13th, as she will be hosting. Sister Picola will be hosting Moorish Monday, all right, on May 13th, as you know, I said to her, I said, Picola, I'm part of the conference too. So I didn't put myself down on Moorish Monday, you know, as a guest, you know, I'm a host, but I need to put myself down so I'll say I'm going to have you be a special hostess of on May 13th on Moorish Monday, and it will be Shem, myself, and King on May 13th. Shem, myself, and King on May 13th, and Sister Picola will be hosting Moorish Monday on May 13th, and she will be on there on May 6th. All right. So we have a great lineup. Leading right to the conference. So check out this past Moorish Monday, because there were questions about Masons being on the flyer.
Here we go.
All right. There were questions about that, comments, criticism, and ridicule, all that. About, you know, why is Masons part of the conference, and Masons are sellouts. And all right, so check out Moorish Monday. And Picola did a great job in hosting it. And I sat back. All right, so we're gonna end here. Once again, go to Moroccan Post School of Government International Law. The Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, and also moorsandmasonry.org for my books. Peace, everyone.
Peace, everyone. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love.
Salam. Islam.
Peace.
Who that?
Peace, Islam.
I don't know how to.
Salam, everyone.